Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nadira Elana binti Zaduddin. My metric number is 33DCE21F1031. I'm from this A2B. So the experiment we'll do is Izod impact test. The objective is to find the impact resistance of mild steel and cast iron. Apparatus used, impact testing machine. Next, step 1, select the Izod test specimen. The specimen that we are selected in this experiment is cast iron. Next, step 2, test for friction loss is conducted by adjusting the pointer to 164 joules. Then the pendulum is released by operating the lever without keeping the specimen. So, loss of energy due to friction equal 2 joule. Next, step 3. The Izod test specimen as per Indian standard is 3760 until 1977 is placed in position. Radius of curvature of striking edge, test pitch, striking height, angle of tip of striker, direction of impact, angle between underside of striker and face of this pitch, support. Step 4. The pendulum is released. The hammer strikes against the specimen, breaks it and swings further than the observation is noted down. So, total loss of energy during transit of hammer equal 4 joule. Energy for failure of specimen equal ET minus EF equal 2 joule.
Observation of trial 1. Initial energy of the hammer is 164 joule. Average loss of energy due to the friction equals to 2 joule. Total loss of energy during transit of hammer equals to 4 joule. And lastly, energy for failure of specimen ET minus EF equals to 2 joule.
Next, trial 2, we are repeat step 3 and 4. So, total loss of energy during transit of hammer ET equal 7 joule. Energy for failure of specimen equal ET minus EF equal 5 joule.
Observation of trial 2. Initial energy of the hammer is 164 joule. Average loss of energy due to the friction equals to 2 joule. Total loss of energy during transit of hammer equals to 7 joule. And lastly, energy for failure of specimen ET minus EF equals to 5 joule.
Next, trial 3, we are repeat step 3 and 4. So, for trial T, total loss of energy during transit of hammer ET equal 10 joule. Energy for failure of specimen equal ET minus EF equal 8 joule.
Observation of trial 3. Initial energy of the hammer is 164 joule. Average loss of energy due to the friction equals to 2 joule. Total loss of energy during transit of hammer equal to 10 joule. Energy for failure of specimen ET minus EF equals to 8 joule. So, these are the observation and result that we get from the experiment. Total average energy for failure of specimen is 5 joule. So, I think that's all from us. Thank you. Hi, my name is Muhammad Adi Hussaini bin Muhammad Izod. My matrix number is 33DC21F1046. So, the experiment that we do today is Izod impact test. The objective of the experiment is to find the impact resistance of mild steel and cast iron. The apparatus that we use is impact testing machine. First step, select the Izod test specimen. The specimen that was selected in this experiment is mild steel. Step 2. Test for friction loss is conducted by adjusting the pointer to 164 joules. Then, the pendulum is released by operating the lever without keeping the specimen. So, the loss of energy due to the friction is 2 joule. Step 3. The Izod test specimen as per India standard 3766-1977 is placed in the position. Step 4. The pendulum is released. The hammer strikes against the specimen, break it, and swing further. Then, the observation is noted down. Total loss of energy during transit of hammer, ET equals to 44 joule. Then, the energy for failure of specimen is ET minus EF equals to 42 joule.
Observation trial 1. Initial energy of the hammer equal 164 joule. Average loss of energy due to friction EF equal 2 joule. Total loss of energy ET during transit of hammer equal 44 joule. Energy for failure of specimen equal ET minus EF equal 42 joule.
For trial 2 and 3, repeat step 3 and 4 by using the same specimen. Result for trial 2. Total loss of energy during transit of hammer equals to 56 joule. Energy for failure of specimen ET minus EF equals to 54 joule.
Observation trial 2. Initial energy of the hammer equal 164 joule. Average loss of energy due to friction EF equal 2 joule. Total loss of energy ET during transit of hammer equal 56 joule. Energy for failure of specimen equal ET minus EF equal 54 joule.
For trial 2 and 3, repeat step 3 and 4 by using the same specimen. Result for trial 3. The test piece was not broken by striking energy of the testing machine, so the impact value obtained is indefinite.
Observation trial 3. Initial energy of the hammer equal 164 joule. Average loss of energy due to friction EF equal 2 joule. Total loss of energy ET during transit of hammer equal indefinite. Energy for failure of specimen equal ET minus EF equal indefinite. Average energy for failure of specimens equal 40x.00 joule. That's all. Thank you. Conclusion and recommendation. To conclude that, impact test is test used in studying the toughness of material. Toughness is connected with both ductility and the stress of the material, and impact test involves the sudden and dynamic application of the load. In this test, we will see response of the material under dynamic loading and impact loading applied to the specimen. This will also give a general idea about breakness and ductility change with respect to temperature. That's all for experiment. Thank you.